What is going on with this woman? Someone just asked me a question a short while ago about Marjorie Taylor Greene and what is going on with her. Because people have noticed a pretty profound shift in the way she speaks and her behavior. She has not been acting like the crazy MAGA loon that we have all come to know her to be. She's acting much more, she's seemingly much more reasonable, much less crazy. She has broken with her party in some pretty profound ways lately. She went on The View and was talking with those ladies and was trying to engage in thoughtful conversation. I mean, not that long ago, you would expect Marjorie Taylor Greene to never consider going on The View. And if she did, she'd go in there with guns blazing and insulting everyone and just getting into fights with these people so that she could get those clips played on endless loop on Fox News. But that's not what she did. And there's a lot of speculation as to why there's this change. Now, I have a couple thoughts on this. The first is, let me preface my comments by saying this. I don't know. I don't know Marjorie Taylor Greene, but here are my thoughts. Now, it is possible that she actually believes in some things. You know, most of MAGA doesn't believe in anything. They support Donald Trump no matter what. He says something one day, they all support that. He changes his mind the next day, they pretend they never supported that, and they support whatever Donald Trump says the next day. So they don't actually believe in any of these things. Certainly not to the point of breaking with or criticizing Donald Trump when he betrays those things or completely takes the opposite position. And so most of MAGA, they have no problem with Donald Trump flip-flopping all over the damn place, saying he's going to do one thing and never doing it. And all the other batshit crazy stuff that he does. They have no problem just defending him no matter what he does or what he says. Now, if you are someone who actually believes in some of these things that Donald Trump has claimed to support over the years, you really believe in those things, you're going to have a problem once you see Donald Trump betray all those things, which he has done repeatedly. And so that might cause you to rethink your position vis-a-vis Trump and the Republican Party, which just goes along with Trump no matter what. And so it is possible that Marjorie Taylor Greene has been struggling with the fact that she believes in certain things, and she has come to learn that neither Donald Trump nor the rest of the Republican Party actually do believe in those things. They just pretend to believe in those things. And then when Donald Trump feels it's in his own personal interest to abandon those things, then he and all the Republican Party, they abandon those things right along with Trump. And it could be that she doesn't want to go along with this anymore. And so she's working out that struggle, and she's deciding, I'm not going along. I'm going to break with my party on certain things. Most notably have been the Epstein files. She is very vocally in support of releasing the Epstein files. She is one of the few Republicans who have joined Republican Congressman Thomas Massie in pushing this discharge petition in the House to force a vote on releasing the Epstein files. She has also been highly critical of the government shutdown and of Republicans cutting Obamacare subsidies. Now, she's not in support of Obamacare. She thinks it needs to be gotten away with and something to replace it. What that is, who the hell knows? Maybe she's waiting on Trump to release his plan. I'm sure we can expect it in 2 weeks. We've been hearing that for nearly a decade. He's going to have his health care plan in 2 weeks. So she's not a supporter of Obamacare, but as long as Obamacare is in place, she is in support of the subsidies so that people can afford health insurance. And she's really pissed off about that. Her own family has been affected by that, and maybe that's why she's angry, because it's now affecting her personally. So there's the possibility that this is a genuine shift as she has come to feel betrayed to some degree by Trump and the Republican Party. Now, she has been highly critical. In fact, you could call it attacking the Republican Party, especially she said the Republican Party is full of weak men, and she's gone pretty hard at the Republican Party. She's not turned on Trump, though. Maybe she feels politically she can't. I don't know. But there's no way that you can level the criticisms that she is leveling against the Republican Party and not see at the same time, yeah, that also applies to Donald Trump. And not only does it apply to Donald Trump, it applies more to Donald Trump since Trump controls the Republican Party. If you're mad at anything the Republican Party is doing, then you have to be mad at Trump, because they're only doing it because Trump is telling them to. I'm not saying she's a rocket scientist or anything, but certainly she's smart enough to understand that. But yet she doesn't criticize Trump. Perhaps it's because she knows full well that the Republican Party, the voters, are all part of his personality cult. And you can attack other people within the cult, but you can't attack the cult leader. And so maybe that's why she's afraid of losing support of the cult. So anyway, it could be some sort of a genuine shift that we're seeing out of her, or it could just be raw ambition. It was widely known that she wanted to run for Senate in Georgia. And it's been said that Trump did not want her to run for Senate, and the White House said no. Now, shows you how ridiculous this all is. Not that long ago, presidents did not get involved in this kind of shit. They didn't get involved in picking and choosing who could run for the Republican nomination for certain seats. They didn't even make endorsements in party primaries. They didn't get involved. Now it's just accepted as normal because Trump has been doing it for like 10 years. But in the past, they wouldn't no candidate would ask permission from the president if they could run for the nomination for Senate. And if the White House said, oh, we don't want you to run, they would have said, well, fuck you, I'm running. But, in Trump world, in the MAGA-fied Republican Party, he gets to decide who runs for office. And so apparently it's been reported that Trump told her no. That could be a source of resentment. But we also do know, based on that she does have ambition for higher office. Whether it's Senate sometime down the line, just because she was shot down now, and soon Trump is going to be gone. And at some point, people will not give a shit what he says, because he won't be president. I mean, this guy, did you see him in the Oval Office falling asleep yesterday? I don't want to get off on that tangent, but this guy is not going to be around long, one way or the other. Okay, so she's young. Maybe she doesn't run for Senate this time, but she runs sometime down the road where she doesn't face opposition from the Republican cult leader. Or maybe she wants to run for governor. But the point is, if she's setting her sights on higher office, she's going to need to be elected statewide, right? governor or senator. And if she's going to do that, she's going to have to moderate her tone. She can't be the firebrand, just unhinged MAGA loon, just attacking and, doing the typical MAGA crap that you have to do to ingratiate yourself to the cult and to get, little 30-second bites of yourself played on loop on Fox News. You need to moderate yourself. You need to be more reasonable, moderate your positions, moderate your tone, more importantly, because she's in Georgia. And you think Georgia, it's totally MAGA. It's not. Joe Biden won Georgia in 2020. Trump lost it. Trump won it in 2024, but Biden won it in 2020. Georgia has 2 Democratic senators, Warnock and Ossoff. So there are definitely a bunch of MAGAs in Georgia, but there's a lot of Democrats in Georgia. And the governor, Brian Kemp, he's not a fire-breathing MAGA. He has opposed Donald Trump on some important things. Anyway, she may feel that she needs to moderate her tone in advance of a run for higher office. So the answer is, I don't know if this is some sort of genuine transformation. I hope it is. Now, even the things she's saying, now I don't agree with her on a whole lot of things. But if she is waking up to the fact that MAGA is nothing but a personality cult, if she actually holds some conservative principles and she really believes in those things and she's honest with herself, she's got to look around at this party and acknowledge the fact that this is not a conservative party and they really don't believe in anything. They just pretend to. The only thing they really believe in is defending Donald Trump no matter what. And Donald Trump has made clear now that he doesn't believe any of this shit. He's not for the working class. He doesn't give a damn about them. He's cutting people's Medicaid, which a lot of MAGAs are on, and cuts to the Medicaid program are resulting in rural hospitals being closed, which service predominantly MAGA constituencies. He's cutting the Obamacare subsidies, which even her own family is going to be hurt by. Maybe she's being honest with herself and realizing this is all bullshit. This is just cultism. All these things we have said that we stand for. Turns out we don't, because it's clear now that Donald Trump doesn't. And if Donald Trump doesn't, then the rest of the party doesn't. And maybe she's having this awakening. I don't know. Or maybe she's just cynically positioning herself for higher office. I honestly don't know. But to the extent that she is breaking with her party and she's calling for release of the Epstein files and she's criticizing her party in the government shutdown, hey, I'll take it. I'm not saying she's an ally, but you don't have to be allies on all things. If she's gonna be opposed to the Trump position on Epstein and the Trump position on the shutdown and the Trump position on hopefully things in the future, well then good. I welcome that. But call me skeptical in terms of whether or not this is an honest change. But who knows? Maybe it is. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.